In this new role, we are searching for housing, affordable housing for the residents that currently live here, with the hopes of transitioning them out of shelter into affordable, quality living environments.
Work with landlords, landlord incentives, try to find individuals that are willing to rent to clients that might have a not so perfect rental history. We have a long-standing relationship with the county human services, and so every year they usually give us an amount of money that they grant us to help do good in the community, and conversations arose about, what that looks like this year. What do we see that as? Is it shelter? Is it what? And so together we wanted to figure out how to better serve families in the community, and not only serve families but shorten the amount of time that families stay homeless. And so we thought, we have this new idea. Out of that, we birthed the housing specialist, and so with the support of Jason Witt and the human services, we were able to go forward with it, and I think it is going to be a huge asset to the community.
The position has been in the making for about a year. One of the reasons for the position is one of our requirements for residents living in shelter is to search for housing and to search for employment. Prior to doing the housing, we did help a lot of people with their job applications, resumes. So when they would search for housing on their own, they ran into a lot of barriers. One of those barriers being the typical stereotype of someone coming out of shelter. So it was really hard for them to negotiate with the landlords or to explain their position or what happened that they would have occurred here and why they're coming out of shelter looking for housing. So the more we assisted people with that process, it became very lengthy, it became very time consuming.
If you have 4 different case managers working on, say they each have 2 clients that they're trying to house, and now you're each looking for housing, and you might be doubling up. So one person is calling one landlord one day, the next person's calling the same landlord the next day looking. It's not as efficient. And then I need to have 4 housing specialists who understand the in and outs of housing and understand the market and understand what's out there. It's much easier to have one point of contact who knows what's on the market, knows the landlords, knows what's up for rent, and can take that and say, okay, this is what I have. Do you have any clients that fit this criteria? And that just makes it a lot easier than everybody doing the work.
It allows me to follow through with the process. So many times we will assist residents at getting employment or getting housing, and once they leave, there are still some hurdles that they have to go over just to continuously be successful. So this way we are able to be with them for a length of time, even once they leave shelter, in order to make sure that they are being successful.
If somebody starts falling behind on rent, they can reach out to Loretta and say, hey, I have this person, like 1 or 2 months behind rent. Do you think that there's something that we can do? And that's an easier way for us to step in and use prevention funds or prevention techniques to try to get that person caught up on their rent and keep them successfully in housing. I hope to get to a point also where landlords can call Loretta and say, hey, I have a 2-bedroom place up for rent. It's $600 a month. Do you have somebody that you can put in it? And that will help more fluidly get individuals out of shelter and into permanent housing.
Always my mission and my goal is to change the perception that people may have of transitioning from shelter. My goal is to have people be successful for long term, not short term.
I think it will be a greater impact on the community than just for Salvation Army itself, and that I think is huge for our community.